Welcome to episode 59, the Scroll Saw Talk number 2, and the reflection of videos 50 through 60. Stay tuned. The reason why we're having these two videos combined into one is because I have a huge surprise for episode 60, so it's not going to be a reflection. Only hint I will give you is that we will not be in here for it, so that's the hint, and you'll also have to wait till next episode to see the awesome surprise I have for you guys. For the regular viewers, you'll be really surprised, so we'll talk about that once we get there next episode. Probably be up in about a week. For the Scroll Saw Talk number 2, last Scroll Saw Talk we talked about the top thumb screw on the scroll saw, where Steve has adapters for it. Some you can make out of wood and some you can order, other sizes and shapes of the thumb screw. That just provides more comfort on the releasing and tightening of the blade each time you go in and out of the holes. On this episode, we are going to be talking about the Footswitch, the features that I like about it, and why you should use one. So let's take a look. On my DeWalt, I have set up a Footswitch on the bottom there. I just screwed it to the plate there on the stand. And then what happens is, if you're not aware, the saw plugs into the Footswitch, and then the Footswitch plugs into the wall or outlet. So on my saw, I actually have it always on, but all you have to do is just hit the Footswitch and it goes up and down. So for me, I really like the Footswitch because you can control your with it being on and off more easily. So if you're in like a fretwork piece or something with really tight turns, in the video you might see me stop while I turn the blade and then keep going. So for me, the Footswitch provides more control over what you're doing on the saw, and it makes it a lot easier in my opinion. So if you don't have one of these, I got mine at Harbor Freight for about $10 or $15. It's nothing too major. You don't have to get the top of the line one. It's basically just to where it splits the power between your scroll saw, and it makes you able to press down on it. It's on, you let go, it's off. So that's the Scroll Saw Talk over the Footswitch. Now for our reflection side of the video here. The series was over tribute videos to my grandpa. He had passed away years ago, and he had scrolled, as you know from some of the videos I said. So all the projects that he has made, I selected some of the nicer ones I thought, and I recreated them. So I'll be reviewing them in case you haven't seen the videos in the past. And if you have, this is just a recap of what we have made to pay tribute to my grandpa. This is the deer plaque I made out of basswood. It's a blank that I got from Michael's craft store. It was probably about $5 for the blank. So this is the deer plaque that I made.
And this is episode 52, the Bless Our Home portrait, and we did the plain design out of 1/8 inch Baltic birch, I do believe, and we actually made the frame to go around it, and it just kind of made it our own way, but still looks really good.
In episode 53, as you know, we made the workbench, and it showed you take a trip out to Lowe's and get the wood and then drive all the way back in that fast motion. So that's pretty cool to see. I showed how I constructed it and put it together. So that was episode 53. It wasn't a tribute video, of course. In episode 54, I made this cool looking cradle. The pattern was out of the book that my grandpa had copied quite a bit of patterns from, and he used in his work. I made this out of cherry, and I think it looks really nice. It came together rather nicely. So that was episode 53 of the Cradle.
54.
Episode 54 of the Cradle.
In episode 55, we did this candle segmentation, and our grandpa's was a little bit different, but we kind of did almost the same thing. But it's like pine, and it's glued together with like a backer to hold it together, and just kind of, you know, holds it good. And our colors were a little bit different, and it was also kind of Christmas-like, but it was one of his good projects, so we figured it'd be a good one to show on videos.
Episode 56, I made this jewelry box. I made it out of butternut and walnut. The butternut was the lighter color and the walnut was the darker color to make it the nice contrast. I lined it with black felt on the inside of it to give it a nice, you know, jewelry box cushion. And I showed off my mom's that he had made for her, and it was, you know, pink inside and all that. So I just decided to make the dark light contrast with mine. So I think the jewelry box turned out pretty good.
And the fan here was episode 57, and it's like 3 pieces, and then we stack cut them to make them all the same. And then you, to put them together, we just use like a thumbtack type thing. And we painted the end blue, but it didn't really work out, so we have this one with a gold tack in it, but it actually looks pretty good with the blue, so that was 57.
Our last episode, 58, we made this moose scene on top of a mirror, and I don't know how well you can see it because it's reflecting, so sorry about it. But I made it out of 1/8 inch walnut and maple, and last video was how I made it, so if you're interested in on how this was made, look at the last video, and that'll show you how I made it. So that was episode 58. That wraps up our Scroll Saw Talk number 2 over the Footswitch and Reflection videos 50 through 60 video here, and we'll see you next time on the Country Scroller, where we'll be having a huge surprise. And again, the hint is we'll not be in here. I'm not going to tell you any more than that because I'll give it away. So episode 60 will be revealing the surprise, and I think y'all will enjoy it. So that concludes this video. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Dylan.
We'll see you next time on the Country Scroller, so see you next time.
Thanks.